Thanks to the efforts of the Lebanese state, the endeavors of our Arab brothers, and American understanding, we succeeded in reaching an agreement on a ceasefire in Lebanon. Yet the Lebanese were stunned yesterday to find the Iranian Revolutionary Guard as the first to reject it before any other party. This is yet another confirmation that this war is not ours, that it is not fought for us, but on our soil and at the expense of our people. We did not create the link. Israel created this link. By entering into war with Hezbollah during the war with us and intensifying its attacks on Lebanon. Therefore, this connection was not created by us. It was created by the Zionist regime. But ending it will not be in their hands. This war will end when it also ends in Lebanon. This is our clear position. This was our position on the ceasefire. And this is our position on ending the war.
Iran and Lebanon are now locked in a fierce war of words, with tensions flaring over the future of Hezbollah. Iran appears unwilling to budge from its backing of proxy Hezbollah, a stance that is increasingly frustrating Lebanon. Iran's top diplomat has told Lebanon's president to focus on the real foe, further inflaming the diplomatic dispute. After Hezbollah nearly struck Netanyahu, a bitter confrontation between Lebanon and Iran has erupted into the open. As Hezbollah-Israel tensions continue to escalate, Iran has become locked in a fresh and increasingly bitter war of words with Lebanon. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi launched a sharp public attack against Lebanon's president amid the growing dispute. Taking to X, Araghchi urged Joseph Aoun to focus on the real foe, Israel, rather than directing criticism toward Iran. The Iranian foreign minister was responding to remarks made earlier by Lebanon's president during an interview with CNN. Araghchi also rejected Lebanon's accusation that Iran is using Beirut as a bargaining chip in negotiations with the United States. The Iran foreign minister said, and I quote, "Based on Mr. Aoun's comments, one would think it's Iran that has occupied 1/5 of Lebanon, displaced 1/4 of Lebanese and bombing his country on daily basis. Had Lebanon been bargaining chip for Iran, we'd have a deal long ago. Save Lebanon from your real foe, Mr. President." On June 5th, Lebanese President Joseph Aoun accused Iran of dragging Lebanon into the middle of US-Israel negotiations. Aoun delivered a direct message via CNN to the IRGC, declaring, "Lebanon is not your country, it is ours." The Lebanese president said, and I quote, "It's not your country, it's our country. Iran is using Lebanon as a bargaining chip in their negotiation with US. You are not trying to help us. The people of Lebanon are paying the price. For the sake of your own interest. Our interests do not coincide with your interests." Meanwhile, on June 5th, Iran's top diplomat reiterated Tehran's unconditional support for its ally Hezbollah. Abbas Araghchi's remarks came shortly after Lebanon's prime minister lashed out at Iran's elite military forces. Nawaf Salam, on June 5th, accused Iran of obstructing Lebanon's US-brokered ceasefire efforts with Israel.
I address first our displaced families, repeating, your dignified and safe return to your land remains at the core of our responsibilities and priorities. For your tragedy is our tragedy. I salute our people in the South, steadfast on their land and in their homes in the face of displacement schemes. Every day, they affirm that the South will remain Lebanese, and I tell them that the state remains your primary refuge, and its sovereignty is not a slogan but a daily commitment to its people. And just as we work to fulfill our duty on the humanitarian front, we spared no effort on the diplomatic front. We strove with our brothers in the region and friends around the world to halt the war, protect Lebanon, and preserve its sovereignty. We chose a path of negotiation, as it is the least costly option for Lebanon and its people, and the shortest route to securing Israel's withdrawal and the people's return to their homes. Thanks to the efforts of the Lebanese state, the endeavors of our Arab brothers, and American understanding, we succeeded in reaching an agreement on a ceasefire in Lebanon. Yet the Lebanese were stunned yesterday to find the Iranian Revolutionary Guard as the first to reject it before any other party. This is yet another confirmation that this war is not ours, that it is not fought for us, but on our soil and at the expense of our people. Thus, the South and its people pay the price once more, for a decision they did not make, and a war that is not theirs. And if I were to address a word to Iran, it would be, spare our South and cease treating it and its people as mere bargaining chips to improve your negotiation terms. We are a nation that refuses to become a mailbox for others' messages or an open arena for their wars. Lebanon is no one's pawn on the table, and the South is no one's reserve front. I call on you all, ambassadors of nations and representatives of UN organizations, to press Israel to halt its attacks on civilians, and to stop the destruction of the towns of Mount Lebanon through bulldozing of homes and villages from Tyre to Bin Jbeil and Nabatea. This policy of collective punishment, condemned by all international laws and every living conscience around the world, to which our people are subjected daily, cannot create security. Rather, it breeds more pain, anger, and devastation, striking at every chance of stability. The people of the South are not a party to Iran's war with America. They are the children of this land, and they have the right to live on it in safety and dignity like all the world's peoples. What is being destroyed today is not Lebanon's alone, but a heritage of humanity. Our negotiations continue, but negotiation alone is not enough so long as the fires rage. What we ask of you today is not merely a political stance, but comprehensive action to press for a ceasefire, to protect civilians and their homes and livelihoods, and to support the Lebanese state's capacity to respond to the humanitarian needs imposed by a war that is not ours. And so, as the chapters of this human tragedy continue to unfold, I address you with a forthright call. Stand with the Lebanese people and support our second humanitarian appeal. The gap between needs and resources has widened, and our people, in shelters as in the steadfast villages and towns, can bear no more waiting. But in the recent war between Iran and the United States, Lebanon is an inseparable part. Of course, this war is between Iran and the United States and Israel, the Zionist regime, and naturally Lebanon is an inseparable part of this war, just as it was involved during the war. Therefore, we do not see the fate of Iran's war with the United States and Israel as separate from the fate of the war in Lebanon. They are connected. Now, 2. In the negotiations underway to reach a memorandum of understanding with the United States, the first clause concerns ending the war, and in the very first sentence it says that the war on all fronts, including Lebanon, must end. Lebanon has paid a price in this war that was imposed on us by the United States and Israel, and we will never forget the people of Lebanon and our friends in Lebanon who were targeted by Israel in this war. In our view, there will certainly be a single fate for ending this war in Iran, in the region and in Lebanon. That means either the war ends in both places, or the war continues in both places. We did not create the link. Israel created this link by entering into war with Hezbollah during the war with us and intensifying its attacks on Lebanon. Therefore, this connection was not created by us. It was created by the Zionist regime, but ending it will not be in their hands. This war will end when it also ends in Lebanon. This is our clear position. This was our position on the ceasefire, and this is our position on ending the war.
As Lebanon and Iran face off diplomatically, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu reportedly faced a close threat to his life from Hezbollah. A Hezbollah drone struck an area near Israel's northern border where Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was visiting, putting his tour of the frontline town of Shlomi under direct threat. The incident occurred as Netanyahu inspected the area near the Lebanese frontier, highlighting how even high-level visits are now exposed to cross-border drone attacks. When warning sirens sounded during the visit, Netanyahu was quickly moved into a shelter, briefly halting his program and underscoring the urgency of the danger. In a separate strike, another Hezbollah drone reportedly targeted the commander of Israel's northern front, aiming at a senior figure in the IDF's Lebanon campaign. The drone exploded near the vehicle of Northern Command Chief Rafi Milo during a field visit inside southern Lebanon, suggesting Hezbollah had tracked his movements. Several senior Israeli officers were said to be in the area at the time of the blast, raising serious concerns about the security of top military leadership close to the front. The UAV hit the site only moments after Milo's command vehicle left, turning the attack into a narrow escape that still exposed gaps in timing and protection. Hebrew-language media described the episode as a major security failure for Israel, pointing to vulnerabilities in both intelligence and air defense against drones. Many details of the strike remain under military censorship, meaning the full picture of what happened and how close Hezbollah came is still not publicly known. The incidents come as Israeli officials voice growing concern over Hezbollah's expanding drone capabilities, which can reach sensitive sites with little warning. Commander Milo recently acknowledged that Hezbollah has rebuilt its military strength faster than Israel expected, adding weight to fears about the group's resilience. According to the IDF, 1,243 Israeli troops have been wounded so far in the Lebanon campaign, reflecting the high cost of the prolonged fighting on the northern front. Reports suggest Hezbollah is making notable gains in its effort to challenge Israel's frontline air defense network. The group is believed to be using precision-guided attacks to target the launchers and radars that power Iron Dome. If verified, the losses would represent one of the most significant challenges faced by Israel during the current conflict. Iron Dome has long been regarded as a cornerstone of Israel's ability to defend against rockets and drones. The focus of the battlefield appears to be shifting from protected cities to the systems protecting them. Rather than simply firing more rockets, Hezbollah now appears focused on degrading Israel's interception capabilities. Several reports claim that key elements of the Iron Dome network have suffered damage during recent fighting. Drones and loitering munitions are reportedly helping Hezbollah identify and engage high-value military targets. Analysts say the campaign appears aimed at weakening Israel's broader defensive architecture over time. Military experts note that even minor losses can disrupt coverage and force costly redeployments. According to Military Watch magazine, Hezbollah may have knocked out up to 5 Iron Dome units in a single month, a potentially significant loss for Israel's air defense network. Any weakening of Iron Dome could place additional strain on the broader network protecting Israel from rockets, drones, and missiles. As gaps emerge in frontline defenses, higher-tier systems may be forced to intercept a larger number of incoming threats. Analysts believe Hezbollah's campaign fits into a broader effort by Iran and its allies to challenge Israel's military edge. Military experts warn that degraded air defenses could increase the chances of drones and other threats reaching their targets. Amid fresh turmoil over the proposed ceasefire, Hezbollah has flatly rejected the US-backed Israel-Lebanon framework and warned that its armed resistance will continue. On June 4th, the group publicly dismissed the US-backed Israel-Lebanon ceasefire framework, signaling that it does not feel bound by what diplomats have drafted. The Iran-backed movement declared that any acceptable deal must start with a full Israeli withdrawal from Lebanese territory, not just limited redeployments. According to regional reports, Hezbollah informed President Joseph Aoun of its opposition to the plan, ensuring Beirut's leadership cannot claim broad national consensus. The group has also demanded a package including reconstruction, the release of prisoners and the return of displaced residents to their villages before it will accept any deal. Notably, Hezbollah was not directly involved in the talks that produced the ceasefire outline, and now appears to be trying to rewrite the terms from the outside. Hezbollah's chief, Naim Qassem, has slammed the proposal as humiliating for Lebanon, saying it fails to respect the sacrifices of those who fought. Qassem argued that the plan is designed to achieve through political pressure what Israel failed to secure through war, namely Lebanon's submission and the disarming of the resistance.